Hi, I'm Kira. Welcome back to the channel. Today's class is a gentle yoga sequence to relieve lower back pain, mat only. You will need some props for today's class. Have a yoga mat or a carpet, something soft you can be on because you're going to be laying on the floor the whole time. You'll also need a yoga strap. If you don't have a strap, you could use a belt or a towel. And then a yoga block. If you don't have that, grab a big fat book. You'll also need to have a chair for this sequence or a sofa. We're gonna throw our legs up on the chair or sofa at the end of the practice, so you'll just need that in your vicinity. Okay, and we're gonna begin the practice lying down on our bellies. So come onto your belly, legs long behind you, and any position with your arms that works for you works for me. So you could make a forehead pillow for your head with your hands, or even come into a cactus shape with the arms one cheek to the mat. So take the next couple of moments to settle, get comfortable, and you stay there, but I'm just gonna prop myself up a little so I can talk you through this. So you're laying on your belly, feel the front of your pelvis just sink and melt into the mat, and the legs lengthen behind you. And as you breathe here, feel your back body start to fill with breath. Breathing in and out through the nose if that's comfortable. Especially feeling for awareness of breath in the lower back and the sacrum, the flat bone at the base of your spine. When you lay face down, it's a great opportunity to experience breath in the back because the breath has nowhere else to go. So the belly is moving into the ground on the inhale, floating away from the ground on the exhale. And because of this pressure of the ground on the belly, more breath can move into the back body. So allow your soothing, healing breath to just make space and bathe your muscles with easeful breath. The breath is the conductor of our parasympathetic nervous system, our relaxation response. So the breath is really our best ally in managing pain in the body because it can help us regulate our muscles as they contract. You know, if we're not breathing, the muscles are tense. They contract and they might create pain. But if we can breathe easefully, we can create a relaxation response and feel a bit more control over how we feel through these holistic practices. Let's take one more breath in here together. Smooth breath out. And then slowly come onto your forearms for sphinx pose. Shoulders over the elbows. Pubic bone pressing down, crown of head lifting up. Now, if this position feels like too much for your lower back, walk your elbows forward to lessen the curve in your lumbar spine or your lower back. If this is aggravating to the shoulders, you might try this position interlacing the fingers. It's a bit more stable. Wherever you are, you're pressing the forearms into the earth and then lengthening up through the crown of your head. And then also feel a sense of your sternum or the center of your chest pulling forward, but your tail and your toes lengthening back. Breathe. Sphinx is an incredibly therapeutic posture for restoring the natural curve to the lumbar spine. Let's take one more breath in and breath out. And then wherever you are, release the pose. Come back to your starting position, neutral spine, head down. And tail lengthening back. Just breathe into your lower back. And then shimmy your hips a bit side to side, a little wiggle to relieve any tension there. From here, we're going to move onto the forearms again, but come onto the knees for forearm cat-cow. Hips are aligned over your knees, fingers interlaced for this one, shoulders over the elbows. As you inhale, drop your belly down, tilt your tailbone up for cow. As you exhale, tailbone lengthens down, navel scoops to the spine for cat. Inhale, cow, tilt the tail up. Exhale, cat, tail lengthens down, belly scoops. Keep this going a few more times on your own. Inhaling for your cow. Exhaling for your cat. So chances are, if you've ever set foot on a yoga mat, you've done some cats and cows. Usually we do this on hands and knees. I find doing cat and cow here allows more stretch and access to the lower back area. So just observe how this feels for you. Good, and then let it go and just shift the hips a bit side to side. Maybe take some circular movements here, just moving your spine and hips like you. And then we'll transition onto our backs. So come to lay on your side to start, and you're gonna need your props for this. So just make sure they're within reach. We're gonna use the strap first, so just have that within reach, and also have your yoga block within reach. And then make your way onto your back. It might be nice to put a pillow under your head here. You definitely want your head supported all the time. So if you feel like your head is kind of craning back, support it with a pillow or a book. And then settling onto your back, bring the feet hips width distance, feel the low back just drop into the support of the ground. And we'll come into a hamstring stretch, Supta Padangustasana. A very long fancy name in Sanskrit for hamstring stretch. So take your strap and then just bend one leg and place the strap over the ball of the foot. And then extend your leg up. Keep the other leg bent with the foot flat on the floor. If you feel more flexible, you could extend the leg, but it's a bit more stable for the pelvis to have the foot on the ground. And then you'll take your strap and just begin by bending and straightening your leg in the strap. And just notice your approach here, your quality of movement. If you're sort of muscling in this, try to trade that in for a more gentle, passive, yogic approach to this. Let's extend the leg as straight as it wants to go. Breathe, and then just gently start to pull the leg towards you so you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. And respect your edge. Feel that natural stopping point where it feels like enough, and just pause there, be there. Just let time here and gravity do the work to lengthen the back of the legs. And as we've learned in many other yoga classes, you know, nothing in the body is an island. So tightness in one area affects the body parts above and below. So when we're working with the low back, we've got to stretch and strengthen the legs as well. And then let's just bring the leg out to the side. Let's kind of bring it back and forth. You can gently bend the knee here. Good. And then bring the leg back up. And a little fancy trick to switch sides is you're just going to lift your other leg up into the strap and switch sides. So other foot comes down to the earth. So graceful, right? And start again by bending and straightening the leg. Breathing gently and audibly so that you're aware that you're breathing. As you're ready, extend your leg straight-ish and start to gently pull the leg towards you. So this isn't about how far you can get that leg to your face. It's about how easeful the breath can flow in the movement. Try to let go of tension anywhere that it doesn't need to be. Shoulders and jaw and face relaxed. And then let's start to move the legs side to side. A soft bend in the knee here. One of the best ways to improve your flexibility is with long holds in passive stretches. The body really likes that. And we'll let this go now. So bend your knee, you can take the strap away, we're done with it. Done with it. And from here, bring the knees into the chest. Child's pose on your back, or Apanasana. So just grab onto wherever you can comfortably grab on. Feel your low back in contact with the ground. And breathe. You might rock a bit side to side here and massage your lower back. This is one of the most therapeutic postures for lower back pain that I've found. And again, the belly is compressed against the legs, so breath has to move into the back. Take one more breath in. And breath out. And then release your feet back to the ground. Bridge pose. So this will be our most active movement that we do today. So grab your block and you'll place the block between your inner thighs, pretty high up towards the groin, so that you feel the inner leg muscles activate when you squeeze the block, your adductor muscle group. And then if your heels are really far away from you, walk them closer into your butt. Grab onto the edges of your yoga mat for some support. If you're not on a yoga mat, just palms face down. So squeeze your yoga block, plant your feet firmly on the ground, and as you inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can. Exhale, stay. A few more breaths. So root down through all 10 toes, squeeze the inner legs into the block, and lift the hips. And you can pull on the edges of the mat to lift the hips a bit higher and maybe snuggle the shoulders more underneath you. Try to move the chin away from the chest so you allow breath to flow. One more inhale. And exhale, lower down. Now keep the block there between the legs, but allow the low back to release. And we've got one more of these, bridge pose, Setu Bandha. This is such a great pose for strengthening the glutes and all the muscles of the legs that support the lower back and the spine. So we're going to come back in, any position with the hands that you like. On your inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, squeeze the block. Root the feet. Try to lift the hips high and feel your quads engage, your inner legs engage, glutes engage, but try to relax through the lower back. Let the scaffolding in the lower body support this lift in your back bend. One more breath in. And breath out, lower down, gently, slowly. Take the block out from between the legs. You could take some windshield wipers with your legs side to side. One more back bend here. Supported bridge. Love the supported bridge. So you'll take your block and lift your hips up into bridge, but this time you'll slide the block under your sacrum, the flat bone at the base of your spine, and relax onto it. And you'll know that the block is in the right place when you feel like I can actually relax here. So wiggle around until you find that sweet spot. Arms are relaxed, palms face up. And we'll be here for several minutes. I'll show you some variations you can take in this posture to create relief and space in your lower back. So just staying right here is a great thing to do. Try to let go of any grip or holding. Just give in to gravity. Let your low back melt and mold like clay around the block. And feel your breath expansive and easeful, 360 degrees around in the torso. Now you could just stay here. It's a great place to be. If you want to go a little deeper, you might extend one leg straight with the heel on the ground. So this is a totally passive stretch. You're not holding your leg up. The heel's on the ground. If you feel confused, just look at what I'm doing here. And then you could also extend the other leg straight if you want. For some folks, that's too much stretch. If that's you, feel free to work one leg at a time. And then it might feel really amazing here to stretch the arms overhead. Full body stretch from head to toe. Just feel the breath rising in the body from the toes to the fingertips. Low back releasing into the support of that block. The inhales make space. The exhales create ease. Let's take one more breath in. And breath out. Really slowly and gently, you'll bend one knee and then the other. Feet come back to the earth. And then lift your hips and slide the block out, letting your pelvis settle. And take a moment to breathe way down into your hips and pelvis. From here, we'll come into a spinal twist. Extend your right leg long and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Guide the knee across your body. Right hand is on the knee. The free arm just reaches towards the left and the head looks towards the left. One more breath in. And breath out. Slowly come onto your back. And we'll change. Left leg goes long. Right knee into the chest. Left hand to the right knee. You'll guide it across your body. Spinal twist. And then look toward your right side. No forcing or muscling here. Just land where you land. One more breath in. And breath out. Slowly come onto your back. Let's hug the knees in. Find that child's pose on your back position once again, Apanasana. And we'll move into our final pose of this class, legs up the wall. In our case today, legs up the chair. So you're going to roll to your right side and gently bring yourself up to a seated position to set yourself up for your final resting pose. So if you're using a chair, just bring it close to you. If you're using a sofa, go situate yourself next to your sofa. And then you're going to lay on your side, have your pillow for your head handy if you're using that. So you're going to come up to the chair or sofa so that your butt is almost touching the legs of the chair. And then you're going to roll onto your back and swing your legs up onto your chair. Bring the pillow behind your head if you're using it. So you're finding just a gentle 90-degree bend in the knees here. Hands can rest anywhere you like, on the belly or overhead. Just get comfortable. And make any adjustments you need so that you really feel your low back can settle and release into this position. And just notice the contact of your calves on the cushion of the chair, your low back on the ground, your upper back on the ground. And just try to release into the support that's holding you up, letting go of any tension, control, or holding. Just allowing yourself to be held. This position allows your psoas or your hip flexor group to relax. And the psoas actually originates at your lower back. It attaches to your spine and then it wraps under your pelvis and then comes out through the front of the leg. And we feel it most often in the hip flexor. But this muscle gets a lot of use. It's in contraction a lot of the time if we're sitting, or if we're stressed or anxious, it actually contracts. So this allows that muscle to just relax and release, bringing some ease and relief to your lower back. If you have the time, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you want. This is such a restorative, therapeutic posture. But if you need to mosey on into the rest of your day, you'll slowly drag the knees towards you, pulling the legs off the chair. And roll to your right side. Let yourself rest in a fetal position. You can make a pillow for your head with your bottom arm. And then slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your spine tall, join your palms to prayer at your heart. And then just rub your palms together, creating a little bit of heat and more activity to start to awaken your senses. And then take one hand to your heart and the other hand to your lower back. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Join the palms to prayer once again. Bow your chin to your chest. Thanking yourself for your effort and focus in this class. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this class brought you a lot of relief and ease in your lower back. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps me grow this community here. And if you're looking for a similar class, you might check out my lower back sequence that's standing only to get a little more into the hips. It's a really feel-good class. You can join these classes together for a longer practice or alternate them on different days. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the mat again soon.